Okay, I think we're off. Hello everybody, welcome. Really nice to be back. I hope everybody is keeping well. Nice to be here again after a little bit of a couch chorus break. So yeah, really nice to have everybody singing again on a Sunday evening in our usual Sunday evening slot. And yeah, I hope wherever you are in the world, you're doing okay and ready for a bit of a Sunday evening sing-song. Yeah, I'll say a little bit more about how it's going to work later on. But let's start with just a kind of gentle warm-up as people start to tune in. So I don't know what kind of week or weekend you've had, but if you're up for kind of a little bit of a limber up before we start singing, I always think it's a good idea. So I'm just going to roll my shoulders round a little bit, and same thing going back the other way as well. Great, and then heads around slowly. And slowly back the other way as well. Great. And then give your jaws a little bit of a loosen up. And then fall into a good comfy singing position. So feet about shoulder width apart and knees nice and loose so that you can bounce around and shake it all out so you're feeling nice and loose. Great. And then taking a big breath through your nose. And breathe it out really fast. And another big breath in. And this time breathing out slowly. Great, and one more big breath in. And then this time out with a big sigh. Great. And let's do a little bit of warming up our vocal cords as well. So can we start with just a, let's just do to a hum. Really soft, no strain at all. 3, 4. And now to an R, again, really, really gentle on the vocal cords, so nothing too strenuous. R and R. And the same thing to an E. 3, 4. E, O, and O, oo, and oo. Great, and I don't want to spend too long on the warm-up because I want to get stuck into our song for today. But just before we get properly started, really nice to be back. Thank you so much for tuning in and being here and singing along. The idea with these couch chorus sessions was to kind of keep people singing while we're all in lockdown, and I've taken a little bit of break over the summer and early autumn, so apologies for that, but it is nice to be back. And yeah, I had fun this afternoon putting it all together and sort of remembering how everything works, because the streaming thing is quite complicated, but I hope it's all working nice and smoothly for you at the moment. And yeah, the only kind of things you need to know if you're tuning in for the very first time are that if you sign into YouTube, you can chat. There's a little window down the side where you can chat to each other, and it's really nice for me to read back at the end and see who's here. So if you are watching live, sign in and say hello so I can see who's there at the end. And the other thing you need to know is the lyrics and all the information is in the description box under the video. So you might have to click the little thing that says show more, but under the video, where in the text box down there, you'll find a link to the lyrics. And the song for today is a song called White Winter Hymnal, which those of you who I sing with regularly, lots of you will know because we've done it together. Some of you, I assume, will be learning it for the first time, and hopefully you'll be able to pick it up as we go along. It's a good one. It's a sort of slightly strange, wintry song, which I'll say a little bit more about once we start singing it. But yeah, lyrics underneath. I'm going to teach it in 4 harmony parts, so soprano, alto, tenor, bass. If you're used to singing in harmony parts, great, and you know which part you want to do, that's great. If you're not so familiar with harmony parts, see which one feels right. Try all of them and see which one sticks, or you know, kind of sing along with whichever one suits you best. And if you want to just sing the tune all the way through, that's totally fine. feel free to join in however suits you best. The other thing to say is, if at any stage it feels like I'm going a little bit too fast or anything like that, the great advantage of being online is that you can actually rewind sections. So if I do anything a bit too quickly and you want another go, just skim it back a few seconds and you can watch that bit again, and hopefully it will make a bit more sense. Okay, I think that's enough waffling. Shall we do some singing and get stuck into our song? So, yeah, White Winter Hymnal by the Fleet Foxes. Some of you who've been tuning into Couch Chorus will know that we did another Fleet Foxes song earlier in the summer, a song called Sun Giant. This is off the same EP, I think, or same album, but yeah, very different kind of feel. And I should explain in advance that the words are sort of quite strange words. And when I've done it with my choirs before, I've tried to look up what it's all about. And actually, the writer has said that it's deliberately ambiguous. So it's kind of just wintry and obscure and a little bit strange and deliberately kind of, you know, beard stroking. So if you can figure it out, great. I sort of like the imagery, but haven't totally got my head around what it's all about. But maybe it will make more sense to you. But anyway, it's sort of very evocative in shape and style. And let's get singing. So I'm going to teach a little bit of the intro first of all. So the intro, we just loop around this very first phrase, and fortunately I've got here a loop machine, so it's nice and easy. So phrase one goes, this is going to be a soprano part, but for now everybody sing along. It goes like this. I was following the, I was following the, I was following the, I was following the. And that's all there is to it. So it's I was following the, I was following the, I was following the, I was following the. So I was following the, and it loops around 4 times. Let's try that. 1, 2, 3, 4. I was following the, I was following the, I was following the, I was following the. And then underneath that, we're going to bring in some harmony parts. So altos, you've got exactly the same idea, but instead of you're going to do I was following the, I was following the, I was following the, I was following the. Exactly the same shape. Let's just try that with our altos. After 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I was following the, I was following the, I was following the, I was following the. And tenors, exactly the same idea, but you're going to do I was following the, I was following the, I was following the, I was following the. 1, 2, 3, 4. I was following the, I was following the, I was following the, I was following the. And basses, we hold you off because you are going to kickstart us when we get into the verse. So let's just hear those 3 harmony parts together straight in. So tenors, high, altos, sopranos. After 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I was following the, I was following the, I was following the, I was following the, I was. And now we're going to build it up. So it's going to be sopranos on their own 4 times, and then altos and tenors with the sopranos 4 times. And then I'm going to play you what happens when everybody starts singing, which we'll get to in just a second. But for now, here come the sopranos. 1, 2, 3, 4. I was following the, I was following the, I was following the. Altos and tenors, and I was following the, I was following the, I was following the, I was following the. And then we're into our main chorus, which goes like this. I was following the pack, all swallowed in their coats, with scarves of red tied round their throats, to keep their little heads from falling in the snow. And I turned round and there you go, and Michael, you would fall and turn the white snow red as strawberries in the summertime. So let's break that down into some chunks. And basses, you haven't done any singing yet, so let's get you going first of all. But harmony parts follow along because your rhythms and everything will sync up exactly with this bass part, which goes like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. I was following the pack, all swallowed in their coats, with scarves of red tied round their throats, to keep their little heads from falling in the snow. And I turned round and there you go, and Michael, you would fall and turn the white gap, gap, gap in the summertime. So let's break that down into chunks. Our first two phrases are all on the same note. It goes, I was following the pack, all swallowed in their coats, with scarves of red tied round their throats. So stepping up on the last note. 1, 2, 3, 4. I was following the pack, all swallowed in their coats, with scarves of red tied round their throats, to keep their little heads from falling in the snow. And I turned round and there you go. So let's get up to there. We've got to keep their little heads from falling in the snow. And I turned round and there you go. Round and there you go. To keep their little heads, to keep their little 1, 2, 3, and 1. To keep their little heads from falling in the snow. And I turned round and there you go. And Michael, you would fall and turn the white. So strong beat on white, and then there's a gap. And Michael, you would fall and turn the white. Let's just try, and Michael, you would fall. And 1, 2, and Michael, you would fall and turn the white. Gap, gap, gap in the summertime. 1, 2, 3. In the summertime. With a slightly longer last note. So shall we try the whole phrase up to there? I, basses, and 1, 2, 3, 4. I was following the pack, all swallowed in their coats, with scarves of red tied round their throats, to keep their little heads from falling in the snow. And I turned round and there you go. And Michael, you would fall and turn the white gap, gap in the summertime. Great. Shall we try that one more time, basses? And I'm going to play the harmony parts on top, but a little bit quietly. So you'll hear a little bit of distraction, but you can also hear the context of how it pieces together. And then we'll get some of the other harmony parts going as well. But all of your rhythms match up. So if you're learning this for the first time, try and follow along with those words so that you can sync your harmony part to it in a second. Here we go. I, and 1, 2, 3, 4. I was following the pack, all swallowed in their coats, with scarves of red tied round their throats, to keep their little heads from falling in the snow. And I turned round and there you go. And Michael, you would fall and turn the white gap, gap in the summertime. Great, and then we're into our next section. So let's get our tenor part going as well. So tenors, you've done your intros already. The I was following the, I was following the, I was following the, I was following the. Good news, your next section starts exactly the same way. So it's going to go like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. I was following the pack, all swallowed in their coats, with scarves of red tied round their throats, to keep their little heads from falling in the snow. And I turned round and there you go. And Michael, you would fall and turn the white snow red as strawberries in the summertime. I should also say that the all of the parts in this are pretty high, so it might be that some lower altos want to jump onto the tenor part for this one, and it might be that some lower sopranos want to sing the alto part for this one, because the soprano part goes pretty high and the alto part goes pretty high as well. So tenors, let's break that down into chunks. I'll just do the first two phrases, which go like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. I was following the pack, all swallowed in their coats, with scarves of red tied round their throats. Let's go up to there. I, and 1, 2, 3, 4. I was following the pack, all swallowed in their coats, with scarves of red tied round their throats, to keep their little heads from falling in the snow. And I turned round and there you go. Let's just do that second phrase. To keep their little heads from falling in the snow. And I turned round and there you go. So weird last phrase. And I turned round and there you go. From to keep their little 1, 2, 3 and 1. To keep their little heads from falling in the snow. And I turned round and there you go. Sorry, I didn't do that very well. Let's go from the beginning. I and 1, 2, 3, 4. I was following the pack, all swallowed in their coats, with scarves of red tied round their throats, to keep their little heads from falling in the snow. And I turned round and there you go. And Michael, you would fall and turn the white snow red as strawberries in the summertime. So I'm just going to do the last bit, which goes, and Michael, you would fall and turn the white snow red as strawberries in summertime. So a kind of cascading falling phrase right at the end. Shall we try one last time, just to get that last phrase? And Michael, you would fall and turn the white snow red as strawberries in the summertime. Da, 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 da. At the end for that very last phrase. Here we go. I and 1, 2, 3, 4. I was following the pack, all swallowed in their coats, with scarves of red tied round their throats, to keep their little heads from falling in the snow. And I turned round and there you go. And Michael, you would fall and turn the white snow red as strawberries in the summertime. So, just before I get the altos and sopranos in, let's try from the beginning with tenors and basses, and I'll keep the altos and sopranos in there a little bit quieter so you can hear what's going on. So basses, I was following high tenors, 1, 2, 3, 4. I was following the pack, all swallowed in their coats, with scarves of red tied round their throats, to keep their little heads from falling in the snow. And I turned round and there you go. And Michael, you would fall and turn the white snow red as strawberries in the summertime. Great. Shall we get our altos in as well? So altos, exactly the same idea. You have got 1, 2, 3, 4. I was following the pack, all swallowed in their coats, with scarves of red tied round their throats, to keep their little heads from falling in the snow. And I turned round and there you go. And Michael, you would fall and turn the white snow red as strawberries in the summertime. So I did say it goes quite high at the end. Let's have a go, just the first couple of phrases. I and 1, 2, 3, 4. I was following the pack, all swallowed in their coats, with scarves of red tied round their throats. Should we do that one more time? 1, 2, 3, 4. I was following the pack, all swallowed in their coats, with scarves of red tied round their throats, to keep their little heads from falling in the snow. And I turned round and there you go. And Michael, you would fall and turn the white snow red as strawberries in the summertime. So pretty high towards the end there. And Michael, you would fall and turn the white snow red as strawberries in the summertime. Let's just try that. And Michael, you would. And 1. And Michael, you would fall and turn the white snow red as strawberries in the summertime. Whole thing, altos. 1, 2, 3, 4. I was following the pack, all swallowed in their coats, with scarves of red tied round their throats, to keep their little heads from falling in the snow. And I turned round and there you go, and Michael, you would fall and turn the white snow red as strawberries in the summertime. I feel like I did the alto part a little bit quicker, so let's do it one more time before we put our harmonies in. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. I was following the pack, all swallowed in their coats, with scarves of red tied round their throats, to keep their little heads from falling in the snow. And I turned round and there you go, and Michael, you would fall and turn the white snow red as strawberries in the summertime. Great. Let's do with our tenors and basses underneath, and I'll put the soprano part in really quietly. So sopranos, we're almost there. Here we go. I for the basses, high for the tenors, high altos. 1, 2, 3, 4. I was following the pack, all swallowed in their coats, with scarves of red tied round their throats, to keep their little heads from falling in the snow. And I turned round and there you go, and Michael, you would fall and turn the white snow red as strawberries in the summertime. So it sounds a bit empty without our soprano part, so let's get our soprano part going as well. So sopranos, apologies, this is a slightly squeaky recording, it's pretty high, which will make sense once you start singing it, but I've done my best. Here we go. So we've got, I'll play it for you straight off. It goes 1, 2, 3, 4. I was following the pack, all swallowed in their coats, with scarves of red tied round their throats, to keep their little heads from falling in the snow. And I turned round and there you go, and Michael, you would fall and turn the white snow red as strawberries in the summertime. So, it might be now that you've heard it, some of you retreat onto the alto parts. Totally fine. But for those who are up for it, let's break it down into chunks. So I'll just play you the first two phrases. I, and 1, 2, 3, 4. I was following the pack, all swallowed in their coats, with scarves of red tied round their throats. Let's just go up to there. So we've got I was following the pack, all swallowed in their coats, with scarves of red tied round their throats. I'll sing you the next phrase as well. To keep their little heads from falling in the snow. And I turned round and there you go. To keep their little heads from falling in the snow. And I turned round and there you go. So let's try and go up from the beginning up to there. 1, 2, 3, 4. I was following the pack, all swallowed in their coats, with scarves of red tied round their throats, to keep their little heads from falling in the snow. And I turned round and there you go, and Michael, you would fall and turn the white snow red as strawberries in the summertime. So that last phrase, and Michael, you would fall and turn the white snow red as strawberries in the summertime. Should we just try that? And Michael, you would, and 1. And Michael, you would fall and turn the white snow red as strawberries in the summertime. Which is your first note. I was following, whole thing, 2, 3, 4. I was following the pack, all swallowed in their coats, with scarves of red tied round their throats, to keep their little heads from falling in the snow. And I turned round and there you go, and Michael, you would fall and turn the white snow red as strawberries in the summertime. So none of these parts are totally straightforward. They've all got some weird jumps in them, and they're all pretty fast as well. Shall we try and start to build it up, just that section? So I'm going to play it a few times, and each time turn a new harmony parts up. So here come the sopranos with everything else really quietly, and then I'll bring in different harmonies as we go forward. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4.
I was following the pack, all swallowed in their coats, with scarves of red tied round their throats, to keep their little heads from falling in the snow. And I turned round and there you go, and Michael, you would fall and turn the white snow red as strawberries in the summertime.
And now with our altos up full volume. I was following the eye. In fact, let's get all parts going. I think we know what we're doing. So, I sopranos, I altos, I tenors, I basses. Here we go. And 1, 2, 3, 4.
I was following the pack, all swallowed in their coats, with scarves of red tied round their throats, to keep their little heads from falling in the snow. And I turned round and there you go, and Michael, you would fall and turn the white snow red as strawberries in the summer.
Following the eye, was following the... So the first 4 times it's sopranos on their own, then we do it again with altos and tenors underneath, and then once that's happened we go into the part we've just learnt with all 4 parts. I'm going to play it for you and you'll see what I mean. So here come the sopranos. 1, 2, 3, 4.
I was following the eye, was following the eye, was following the eye,
Altos and tenors,
was following
and
the eye, was following the eye, was following.
Sorry, I messed that up. Let me go one more time. Here come the sopranos. 1, 2, 3, 4.
I was following the eye, was following the eye, was following the eye, was
Altos and tenors.
the eye, was following the eye, was following the eye, was following the eye, was following.
Everybody.
I was following the pack, all swallowed in their coats, with scarves of red tied round their throats, to keep their little heads from falling in the snow. And I turned round and there you go, and Michael, you would fall and turn the white snow red as strawberries in the summertime.
I'm going to play you the next section, which goes... So nice and easy, kind of, except for altos. Altos, you've got horrible parts. Everybody else, it's nice and easy. So basses, I'm going to do your part. It goes like this. Notes-wise, really nice and easy. It just moves in a slightly weird place. Let me do it one more time. So it goes 1, 2, 3, 4. Together and. Tenors and sopranos, you've got really similar parts which move in the same place. Altos, you get the tune, which is a bit of a strange one, which we'll come to in a second. So let's get the tenors in as well. So tenors, you're going to do... Together. nice and easy. And sopranos, same idea. You're going to do... What do you do, actually? Can't remember. Strawberries in the summertime. Oh yeah, you're going to do... One, two, three, four. And the good news, sopranos, tenors and basses, is the note that you start that section on is exactly the same note that you finish your previous section on. So when you get to the in the summertime, your note on time is the same note you start your ooh on. So bass is in the summertime, ooh. Tenors, in the summertime, ooh. In the summertime, sopranos, ooh. So let's try and put that in context before we teach this alto tune. So I'm going to play from the beginning, everybody sing along, and then when we get to the bit we've just done with the oohs, I'm going to take the alto part out, just so that sopranos, tenors and basses can hear what they do. So from the top with all four parts, I. 1, 2, 3, 4.
I was following the pack, all swallowed in their coats, with scarves of red tied round their throats, to keep their little heads from falling in the snow. And I turned round and there you go, and Michael, you would fall and turn the white snow red as strawberries in the summertime.
1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're back to the beginning. And guess what? The note that you finish your oohs on is the note you start your chorus section on. So stringing those sections together isn't as hard as it might seem. I'll tell you what is hard though, is this alto tune, which we're going to do now. It goes like this, altos. So I'll do that slowly. I'm going to do it to da, just so you can hear it really clearly, but it's da 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 da. Let's try it slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ooh, 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 and then ooh, da 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 da. Let's try those two sections together. 1, 2, 3, 4. Last phrase. Da 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 da, which is nasty. Da 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 da. So fast, it's. So let's stitch that on the end. Let's just do that once slowly on its own. And here we go. Da 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 da. So ooh. And here we go. Ooh. So the whole of the oohs goes 1, 2, 3, 4. One more time and So that middle phrase, the da 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 da, is really lazy. Everything else is pretty precise. I'm going to do the opposite of what we did before and go from the beginning again with all 4 parts, and then when we get to the oohs, I'm going to take out the harmony parts and just hear the altos, so you can hear your part in context altos. It's a bit of a tricky part, it's very fiddly. Should we just try it once through on its own one more time? Ooh, 1, 2, 3, 4. Ooh, 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 ooh. So from the top we've got I was following. I tell us I. 1, 2, 3, 4.
I was following the pack, all swallowed in their coats, with scarves of red tied round their throats, to keep their little heads from falling in the snow. And I turned round and there you go, and Michael, you would fall and turn the white snow red as strawberries in the summertime.
So here come just the altos. 3, 4. So it's a fiendish tune. Da 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 da. At the end, it's really nasty. Should we go once more from the beginning, and I'll do all parts, all volume, all the way through, and then we can start piecing it together structure-wise. Notes-wise, that's it. You'll be relieved to know. No more notes. But we've now got to structure it and put it all together. But before we do that, let's just make sure we can do that with all 4 parts. So from the beginning, all parts. I. 1, 2, 3, 4.
I was following the pack, all swallowed in their coats, with scarves of red tied round their throats, to keep their little heads from falling in the snow. And I turned round and there you go, and Michael, you would fall and turn the white snow red as strawberries in the summertime.
1, 2, 3, 4. Back to the beginning, and
I was following the pack, all swallowed in their coats,
etc, etc, etc. So, shall we try and go now from the very beginning, and structure-wise, I'm going to piece it all together before I introduce the final elements. So, structure-wise, it should make sense because everything is in the lyrics. Yeah, but essentially we have our introduction, and then it goes chorus, ooh, chorus, ooh, chorus to finish. And no difference from any of the notes that we've learnt so far. So it should all piece together nicely. We've just got to remember now that the introduction happens. So back to the sopranos on their own. I was following the 1, 2, 3, 4.
I was following the I was following the I was following the
Altos and
I
tenors.
was following the I 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 was following the pack, all swallowed in their coats, with scarves of red tied round their throats, to keep their little heads from falling in the snow. And I turned round and there you go, and Michael, you would fall and turn the white snow red as strawberries in the summertime.
1, 2, 3, and.
Ooh,
Da 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 da. Back to the beginning, and.
I was following the pack, all swallowed in their coats, with scarves of red tied round their throats, to keep their little heads from falling in the snow. And I turned round and there you go, and Michael, you would fall and turn the white snow red as strawberries in the summertime.
1, 2, 3, and. last time, and
I was following the pack, all swallowed in their coats, with scarves of red tied round their throats, to keep their little heads from falling in the snow. And I turned round and there you go, and Michael, you would fall and turn the white snow red as strawberries in the summertime.
And that is the whole thing. But there's one extra ingredient which we haven't included yet, which makes the whole thing much more tricky, and it's some percussion that goes with it, some optional percussion for those that want it. So those of you who've done it before, I'd encourage you to get stuck into these extra elements. If you're learning it for the first time, by all means jump on as well, but totally understand if you want to just get your head around the notes first of all. So essentially, in the chorus section, we've got this rhythm which goes ja 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 to clicks. I'll show you what I mean. It goes like this: 1, 2, 3, 4.
I was following the pack, all swallowed in their coats, with scarves of red tied round their throats, to keep their little heads from falling in the snow. And I turned round and there you go, and Michael, you would fall and turn the white snow.
So the catch is, when you get to white, it lands on the beat. So we're going to go, I'll turn it right down and talk over the top. So we've got our offbeat clicks, which go...
I was following the pack, all swallowed in their coats,
click,
with
click,
scarves
click,
of red
click,
tied
click,
round
click,
their throats,
click,
to
click,
keep their
click,
little heads
click,
from
click,
falling
click,
in the snow.
click, click,
And I
click,
turned round
click,
and
click,
there
click,
you go,
click, click,
and Michael,
click,
you would fall
click,
and
click,
turn
click,
the
click.
white snow red as strawberries in the summertime.
Then clap, 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 clap. So before we go into the chorus, we've got 4 claps. So white snow, red as strawberries in the summertime. Clap, 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 which leads us into the chorus. So we've got our cha 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 throughout the chorus, and at the end 4 claps before we go into the oohs. Should we try and put that together for those of you who want to have a go at these extra bits? If this is all too much brain power, then feel free to just get the notes down. But I know that some of you have done it before and might be ready to step it up to the next level. So here we go from the beginning. 1, 2, 3, 4.
I was following the pack, all swallowed in their coats, with scarves of red tied round their throats, to keep their little heads from falling in the snow. And I turned round and there you go, and Michael, you would fall
On the beat.
and turn the white snow red as strawberries.
Ready for the claps?
In the summertime.
Clap, 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 clap. Chest, 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 chest. So we're just off the beat on our chests. So it's the same all the way through, just on the chest. Then we're back to
I was following the pack, all swallowed in their coats, with scarves of red tied round.
So that's all there is to it. I say that's all there is to it. There's a lot going on, but essentially in the section with the words, I was following the pack, all swallowed in their... We're doing our offbeat clicks until we get to the white snow, red as strawberries in the summertime. Clap, 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 clap. Ooh. So when we get to the oohs, we're doing our offbeat on the chest. Ooh. Back to I was following the pack, all swallowed in their clothes. So back to our offbeat clicks. So it's offbeat clicks, claps, and then on the chest. Okay, is that enough to think about? I think it probably is. Shall we try then and run the whole thing through? The one extra ingredient which I forgot to mention, which I'm going to say now, is when we do the very last chorus, there are no percussion, so we take everything out. So that bit we just sing. But for everything else, try and get some percussion going. So here we go, from the beginning, with our intro and percussion elements for those that want to. Let me just check I've got everything in place. Yes, here we go. Here comes the soprano introduction. And 1, 2, 3, 4.
I was following the 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 pack, all swallowed in their coats, with scarves of red tied round their throats to keep their little heads from falling in the snow. And I turned round and there you go, and Michael, you would fall and turn the white snow red as strawberries in the summertime. Following the pack, all swallowed in their coats, with scarves of red tied round their throats to keep their little heads from falling in the snow. And I turned round and there you go, and Michael, you would fall and turn the white snow red as strawberries in the summertime. I was following the pack, all swallowed in their coats, with scarves of red tied round their throats to keep their little heads from falling in the snow. And I turned round and there you go, and Michael, you would fall and turn the white snow red as strawberries in the summertime.
And that's the whole thing. So well done, everybody. Hopefully you could all keep up. I'd like to do it one more time to finish without me talking over the top, so we can just have the music and join in with whatever you want to from all of those different elements, because there's a lot going on. But I'll just say a couple of things, and the first of which is really nice to be singing again on Sunday evening, and thank you so much for joining me and being here tonight. A couple of things to say really quickly. Underneath the video you'll also find a link to my mailing list. So I'm not doing Couch Chorus as regularly as I was, but I will probably do them every now and then, a bit like this one, so kind of one-off specials. So if you want to be kept up to date with the advances, with when the next sessions are, then sign up to my mailing list below, and I promise I won't spam you relentlessly. It'll just be occasional updates with kind of singing opportunities and various bits and bobs. What else was I going to say? Yes, on Thursday night at 7 o'clock, I'm putting out a new video, a new virtual choir video with my friend Dom. I'm sure some of you are involved in that as well, but we've had 70 singers singing with us, and that video comes out on Thursday. And it's a kind of response to the weird situation we're all in, and thinking ahead to kind of Christmas and winter. The song is called This Winter, and it's about sort of community in this weird time. You know, I'm trying to avoid the buzzwords, hence I'm tripping over myself a bit. But yeah, that comes out on Thursday, so if you want to join us for the premiere of that, that's at 7 o'clock on the Ben and Dom YouTube channel. I've also got a video coming out tomorrow, which is a folk song called Bonnie Portmore, which is a really beautiful Irish folk song about sort of showing a bit more respect for our trees. Well, it's actually kind of a love song to a particular tree, but within the broader context of recognising that we need to take better care of our trees. What else was I going to say? I think that's probably it. Oh yeah, the other thing I was going to say is a big apologies to anybody who's a big Philip Pullman fan like me, because I know this is clashing with his Dark Materials, so sorry about that. It's bad programming on my part, but that's the beauty of catch up, and after this session I'm going to go straight and watch his Dark Materials. So yeah, sorry if that's been a clash for anybody else this evening. Yeah, let's sing it one more time. Oh yeah, the other thing to say is, very quickly, I'm not going to do another one of these until after Christmas probably, so probably in the new year. So if you are a Christmassy person, I hope you have a lovely Christmas, however it turns out in this season ahead. But yeah, you know, thinking of all of you and you know, recognising that it's going to be a bumpy couple of weeks ahead. But yeah, I hope whatever you're doing, it goes smoothly. And the last thing to say is, you know, these sessions are free, but if you want to make a donation, there's a link in the description box under the video where you can do something called Buy Me a Coffee, or I think I've changed it to Buy Me a Cup of Tea because I don't actually drink coffee. But yeah, that's purely voluntary. But if you've enjoyed singing this evening and want to make a contribution, that would be great. And thanks to everybody who has supported this project over the past, however long it's been, 6 months or whatever. Yeah, very grateful for that support. Okay, that's enough chat, I think. Let's do our final sing through. So the whole thing, and I'll try not to talk over the top and ruin it. But yeah, back to the beginning we go. And let me just check we're in the same place.
I was following the eye.
Okay, so here we go. And 1, 2, 3, 4.
I was following the eye, 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 was following the pack, all swallowed in their coats, with scarves of red tied round their throats, to keep their little heads from falling in the snow. And I turned round and there you go, and Michael, you would fall and turn the white snow red as strawberries in the summertime. Following the pack, all swallowed in their coats, with scarves of red tied round their throats, to keep their little heads from falling in the snow. And I turned round and there you go, and Michael, you would fall and turn the white snow red as strawberries in the summertime. Following the pack, all swallowed in their coats, with scarves of red tied round their throats, to keep their little heads from falling in the snow. And I turned round and there you go, and Michael, you would fall and turn the white snow red as strawberries in the summertime.
And there we have it. Thank you so much, everybody. Really nice to be back and really nice to be singing with you all again. Take good care of yourselves. Have a great season ahead, whatever you're doing. And yeah, thanks for being here. And I'm looking forward to singing together, maybe even in person sometime soon. But yeah, I think that's it for tonight. But thanks so much. Take care and see you soon. I'm going to come and see what's going on in the comments. Dee 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 dee.